Welcome to CTV News, Your Canada. It is Thursday, February 19th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thank you for watching.
A behind-the-scenes look at a band that helped shape a generation.
The photographs are really great pictures unto themselves, and then they tell an important story that no one else really could have told except one of the Beatles.
A new exhibition at the Art Gallery of Ontario titled Paul McCartney Photographs 1963 to 64, Eyes of the Storm, is making its Canadian debut, giving people a never-before-seen look at more than 250 photos taken by Paul McCartney himself.
He spoke of it as, you know, for him it was a way of capturing something that he didn't know how long it would last. I mean, decades later, we know it's long-lasting.
Each picture a candid look at the iconic band's early days on their journey to global stardom.
It's 3 months. It's the end of 1963 into like the beginning of 1964, so it's a very short period, and it's that moment when the Beatles become the Beatles. Like, it's that Beatlemania.
Giving a rare look into the lives of Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
These are like family photographs, and there's the contrast is that there are professional photographers with them, and we do show some of that.
Helping fans that span generations connect in a new way to their favorite band. The Paul McCartney Photographs 1963 to 64 Eyes of the Storm photo exhibition is now open to AGO members. It opens to the public on March 24th and runs all the way through until June 7th. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
A 15-year-old Saskatoon bowler recently put up a perfect 300 points.
After like the second last frame, like I threw a bad shot, it still struck somehow, and like that's when it just got to me that it's possible. I could throw a perfect game, and that's when the pressure came to me. I still pulled through though. I got the last 3.
Those 300 points were far from just luck. Having already appeared in 4 national competitions, Andre Abasco has put a lot of time and effort towards his skill as a bowler. His coach says it's been fun to watch a new generation take to the sport.
The sport has changed globally, due to different equipment and different methods of doing it. Like, I'm a bit old school, but these kids nowadays, they got a lot of power and a lot of energy. So it's growing. There's more enthusiasm overall.
The province has seen a lot of bowling success in the past year, with the Saskatchewan woman taking home the 5-pin national title in July, and a bowler from Saskatoon throwing a perfect game at the Canadian Youth Championships last year. Adam Anchuk says the sport is on the rise in Saskatchewan.
The events that we have in Canada, the CTF and the YBC Nationals, there's more and more kids out of Saskatoon going. They're having a great time doing it.
Abasco says that uptick in interest can create more opportunities for youth interested in the sport.
I see a lot more people at the tournaments I go to. I learn a lot from them, and it's making me a better bowler the more I go to tournaments.
After his perfect score in practice, Abasco is setting his sights on repeating that accomplishment.
I'm hoping to bowl a 300 game in like a league or a tournament. That's my goal now. I've bowled it once, I can do it again.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Straight away for the final time, the Calgary Dinos got a shot at this. It's a race to the finish, and though it looks real and it feels real, Connor Yaroshak is doing this all from the comfort of his own home.
It's something I've done for years now, so it's like second nature to me at this point.
The 19-year-old competes in the eNASCAR Collegiate Series, representing the University of Calgary as the lone Canadian in a field of predominantly American competitors. Who will survive the chaos? Using a simulated platform called iRacing, he's able to race on real-world tracks with sophisticated vehicle models, turning what many see as a game into a high-pressure, high-skill competition.
There's tons going on, and I mean, you're always thinking about strategies. You're thinking about how you're going to adjust the car, change the setups, what tire strategy you're on.
That strategic mindset makes Yaroshak one of the best racers in the world. He won Rookie of the Year last year and sits on top of the college standings this year, becoming the first to win back-to-back tournaments at the recent Daytona and Iowa events.
There's definitely some pressure to finish the rest of the season strong.
Look like he's going to be the next college champion, and that usually foretells the next great one in the sim world.
Only the fastest drivers in the world get the chance to compete at this level, and there's real cash on the line. Winning a race earns you $3,000 in scholarship money. Winning the championship adds another $10,000 to your pocket, a sport that's rapidly been growing since NASCAR's pivot to iRacing during the COVID-19 pandemic.
After COVID, that credibility really came through where drivers and teams were using iRacing to prepare for races.
And aside from taking a victory lap, Connor Yarashak says the real rewards come from the lessons he learns along the way.
The pressure of the big moments, and the opportunities and the people I've met, these are all skills.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
Same rules.
Brooke Milo is an 11-year-old Ottawa girl with an inspiring $50,000 goal.
I'm raising money for kids that are fighting cancer right now.
Already nearing the halfway mark, she has raised more than $22,000.
Well, I've had lots of bake sales and fundraisers.
And for her, the inspiration is personal. Motivated to give after watching her grandfather donate his hair as part of a fundraiser years ago. Since then, she has donated her hair 3 times.
About to here, and then I cut it and it was to there.
She has a new motivation now after learning a classmate was diagnosed with cancer.
Well, I was very sad and I wanted to help him.
Everyone, please welcome Brooke to the show!
The ambitious efforts aren't going unnoticed. She caught the attention of national celebrity Mary Berg, appearing on her TV show, The Good Stuff.
Okay, so that is a lot of donation.
Her own several minutes of fame, motivating other students and teachers to join the cause.
I just think it's a really big accomplishment.
She's just a really inspiring person in general, and I love that she's trying to help somebody in our class too.
I think it's a wonderful thing. Brooke has proven to be a very authentic person in everything that she does.
For Brooke, she has faith that fundraisers can help with a cure.
Hopefully doctors can find a cure for cancer.
And those that see her daily say there's no limit to what she can achieve.
Not only does she raise all this money for cancer research and for kids with cancer, but she's like a volleyball player, a swimmer, a good student, and she's a kind human.
A young girl giving the gift of hope while motivating others along the way.
It's honestly very fun to have bake sales and fundraisers, and I feel like that if I keep donating money to cancer, then other people will.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Green pom-poms and school spirit lined the arena this morning to increase awareness for the new sport schism at L'Horizon.
It's just to get them now to know exactly what it entails. It's not just for the athletes, but it's for many students involved, that can get involved. So we're just going to have to work on that part, but I think it's going to be a success for sure.
The future is going to be more co-op placements for those who are already in the exploitation minière high schools major and the santé bien-être high schools major, but now we offer sports, so we're going to be able to offer even more co-op programs.
Ledo says the hockey game is to get students in grades 11 and 12 interested in sport schism.
A lot of our classmates and a lot of people at our school in general are interested in sports, so I think that it's a great opportunity for a lot of the students.
I think there's going to be lots more people participating in that, and I think, I'm also interested in it because I'm interested in going into medicine, science.
The new schism took a year in the making, but the school felt it was necessary with how prevalent sports are at L'Horizon.
They presented us a report asking for a new schism. They have to have community partners, they have to have co-op placements, and then they see how this will be beneficial to the students, and that's how the board decides with the government if it's a good schism and a good fit for our community.
The game ended 3-2 for L'Horizon Angle against GSPS, and players are hoping the success will increase the school's interest in women's hockey. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Hanmer.
There aren't
aren't many sweeter sounds in the game of basketball, perhaps the final buzzer after a playoff win. One more of those for the U of R Cougars women's basketball team would see them clinch a Nationals berth. But in order to do so, the Cougars will have to defeat the UBC Thunderbirds and former head coach Dave Taylor, who spent nearly 2 decades in the role.
I think Disney should make a movie because you couldn't write it better. We were just waiting to see who it was going to be, and it is Dave, and that's, in some ways really great, and we kind of know what to expect, and in other ways it's just kind of a really fun twist to sort of the end half of our season here.
Second-year forward Izzy Foust, who back in her rookie year told me she committed to the Cougars from Manitoba because she wanted to help bring them a national championship, says the younger players want to win Friday's game for the veterans.
I know we have a lot of fifth years this year, and I don't think they have been to nationals, and I think it would mean so much to us if we could help them get there because it's their last chance to do it. And we're such a tight-knit group that, we're playing for them. We're doing it for them. So for us, it means everything.
For fifth-year Cougars, Brenna Metz, Rachel Vanderhooft, Kara Miskey, and Jade Belmore, they're trying to make their first nationals in their final season with the team. And for Kleisinger, she says there is no more deserving group in the country to participate in the Final 8 tournament.
It makes me emotional, honestly. I went to nationals 4 times as an athlete, and if I'm being honest, completely took it for granted these kids deserve to go. They, not just our fifth years, but this group means a lot to this program and how we're going to move it forward.
Vanderhoof says this team is a special group that would cherish achieving one of their ultimate goals as a unit.
Just a culmination of all our hard work and everything. Yeah, and just to be able to win it with these girls or get there with these girls would mean so much.
Tip-off from War Memorial Gym at the University of British Columbia goes at 8 p.m. Sask time. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
2 weeks ago, Moncton's Courtney Sarault wasn't a household name around the Maritimes. Fast forward to multiple Olympic medals, and now everyone knows who the overachieving 25-year-old is.
We all knew the potential she had, and she's showing it.
Speedskate New Brunswick Technical Director Derek McLeod points out how Sarault was the top-ranked short-track skater in the world heading into the Games. He says it proves even in small provinces like New Brunswick, world-class talent can emerge.
We get those types of people who never really realized it was an option. They might be in another ice sport, and they realize, going fast is what their child wants to do.
McLeod says every Olympic cycle there is an increased interest in the sport around the province, but Sarault's success is resulting in a speed skating surge.
Some people are reaching out now that we have a few weeks left, but they're looking towards next year. We've got 7 clubs across the province. All are pretty well established, many years in the program, and we've got excellent learn to skate program.
While Sarault is getting the most attention, McLeod points out she is one of 3 New Brunswick trained skaters carving up the ice on sport's biggest stage.
Small province, we're never really noticed. We're always in that underdog mentality until we surge ahead, and it's worked really well for us over the years. If they get hooked, they might be the next Courtney Sarault, Ricky Doak, or Brendan Corey.
And like Sarault, they one day could find themselves on an Olympic podium representing Canada and their home province. Avery McCrae, CTV News, St. John.
Artist renderings visualize 25 transitional homes designed to help an estimated 200 veterans in southwestern Ontario experiencing homelessness. The new London Veteran Village will be built behind Parkwood Institute near Westminster Ponds. Construction is now possible thanks to a $4 million private donation.
Anything like this ever happened? Not even close.
Brad Field, the president and CEO of Homes for Heroes, is overwhelmed by the gift. To date, his organization has built or is working to build 5 veterans villages across Canada. London has been officially in the works since last summer.
You have served our country, and now it's our time to serve you with care, with dignity, and with lasting support.
The finished project will include 25 tiny home units, a resource center, gardens, and recreation areas.
Construction of the village will be swift, with shovels in the ground as early as March. Completion is slated for late summer.
This is game changer stuff. This is stuff that you have to pinch yourself and make sure that you're not dreaming.
While $2.5 million is still needed to complete the project and its initial operating budget, the $4 million donation greenlit construction. The money came from the Health and Homelessness Fund for Change, a $37.6 million previously announced gift given by an anonymous London donor. The London Community Foundation, which oversees the fund, reports that the donor is thrilled to extend their commitment to homeless veterans.
They have relatives that have served in the Army. They know the impacts that those that have served to their families or to their day-to-day lives. So they've been impacted by that firsthand.
In other communities, Field said Homes for Heroes has proven to be successful in securing long-term housing for veterans.
87% success rate through our program of whether it's employment or PTSD, mental health counseling, addictions support.
In year one, as many as 35 area vets are expected to transition from the village into their own housing. In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
The temperature has dropped just in time for the annual Firefighters Rooftop Campout for Muscular Dystrophy. Edmonton firefighters are staked out on the roof of Fire Hall 2 trying to raise $71,000. Muscular dystrophy causes progressive muscle weakness and degeneration. Firefighters say this is just a small way they can help.
If it's one thing that we recognize is we're very grateful for our physical ability, especially with our jobs being very physically demanding, and realizing that not everybody has that luxury. So if we can come up here and raise money, and just being aware that physical activity and movement is important for everybody, and if we can help out with that cause, we're more than able to.
The crew is camping out until the 20th, making it harder. The firefighters are starting out with no equipment. As they raise more money, they earn more gear that will make their camping experience a little bit more comfortable.
For months, they've just taken up space at homes across the region of Waterloo, but starting the first week of March, the new garbage and green bins delivered over recent months will be the only bins allowed for garbage and organic waste pickup.
All the residential carts are now delivered. We've been delivering them since October of 2025, and we wrapped up in January. All the deliveries were completed despite the winter weather that we experienced this year. If there's any issues or concerns with your carts before the start of March 3rd, please reach out to us and we'll try to correct any issues or if there's any questions you may have.
Garbage collection is going from 5 to 4 days a week, and so some households may have a different pickup schedule than they're used to. Everyone can find information on their specific property by looking at the region's website or by using the Waste Whiz app on their phone, and pamphlets are also being mailed out to homes across the region this week.
So residents will be receiving their new 2026 waste collection calendar. It will be in the mail this week, so take a look. Inside it has lots of information about your collection schedule, how to sort, so make sure you take a look.
While some residents may have a different pickup day, the frequencies of pickups will change a bit. Garbage remains bi-weekly. Green cart pickup continues every week. Yard waste will keep being collected bi-weekly from spring to fall. Recycling will now be picked up bi-weekly and on opposite days of garbage pickup. And bulky items will now be picked up on a monthly basis instead of bi-weekly.
We encourage residents to check their waste collection schedule or their calendar for the exact date.
As for where to put the rolling carts, the region says it should be placed similar to how it's done now, either at the end of your driveway or the edge of your boulevard, but not on the road. Any snow in the way should be cleared so the bin can sit flat. And there needs to be enough space between each cart to allow the trucks to pick up each one separately.
Set them out at the edge of your driveway or on the boulevard, making sure there's about 2 feet of space or 0.6 meters or an arm's length in between the carts, and they'll be ready for pickup.
Residents are encouraged to keep their old bins for other uses around their property or to dispose of them during bulky item pickup. And again, all homeowners in the region can look up their address for information either online through the Waste Whiz app, on their phone, or through the pamphlets coming in the mail this week. And if you still can't figure it out, you can always call the region for help. Tony.
Colton Weens reporting. Thank you, Colton.
From attending the world's largest tech trade show to helping a one-legged chicken walk again, this award-winning local robotics team is ready for another groundbreaking year. The Banting High Memorial School team has a busy schedule ahead, featuring some innovative tools and unique challenges, including bringing robotics into local elementary schools to get other students started early.
We got the funding for all the schools, we got them the Legos, we ordered all the parts, we set up a competition for them, and now we are also building the same robots they are, so that when we go into the competition day, we have the Did You Beat Banting High School's team.
I joined the team in grade 10 and it changed my life. He inspired me to join robotics and I met so many new people, and then through that I was able to go to Germany. So the Hanover Messe, we were invited to go. Incredible opportunity to beat multiple different businesses on a global scale.
We need people who are in business, who know how to code, who know how to build, who maybe even people who know how to work with machinery. And being able for all those people to come together and spread skills between each other and learn in advance, and that just helps us for the future.
And that's not all. The team's famous hockey goalie, there it is, Golia, has a new face that lit up the holiday parade in Alliston, and they promise more new reveals will be found at the Potato Festival this year.
A Harrow business owner says they have a plan to help replace the aging snowflake decorations that used to light up their downtown.
I just think it's really important that we show our community pride and that we are bringing people downtown to the Harrow Center. The lights that are burnt out are kind of embarrassing for community members and for people that live there.
Shine Hospitality owner Katie Dennis pitching the plan to Essex Council last night during an update on the decaying lights. With holiday decorations in other communities, she says the town needs to try and stand out. The town also has to replace 23 older style snowflake lights in Essex Centre. However, Council has voted to get rid of those decorations until new light posts can be installed. For Harrow, Dennis says they're hopeful new lights can be locally sourced.
I have spoken to a few Harrow businesses about this issue, and I actually have requested a quote from a business in Harrow about the building of new lights that will be sustainable, and hopefully they can come up with something and I can present it to council then.
Well, Daniel Brown waits to see the doctor. He introduces us to the patient.
We think he's about 115 years old.
Since Daniel's grandfather first bought a toy bear for his children, Big Teddy has been passed down through 5 generations.
Well, I just remember that he was big and reassuring.
Daniel's daughter did too. And now Big Teddy attends tea parties with Daniel's granddaughter.
He's been adored by a lot of people.
But all that love had taken its toll. So Daniel brought him to a stuffy specialist.
I'm Dr. Ruth.
Ruth Hassman grew up being the doll-loving daughter of a human doctor who considered nursing before embarking on a career crafting bears, which led to this retirement job, rehabilitating them.
And now I'm a surgeon.
Now, Ruth operates a teddy bear hospital out of her dining room, where she's performed more than 1,000 surgeries.
I do cataracts, give you new joints, facelifts. A lot of clients will say, oh, gee, I'd like to have a facelift. Can you do that too?
And Dr. Ruth's home is filled with all sorts of plushy parts, so she can refurbish stuffies of all ages. But at 115, Big Teddy is her oldest patient ever.
So it's an excitement and it's a challenge.
Well, Big Teddy's diagnosis was dire. Dr. Ruth was determined. Before performing a long list of procedures that included constructing new joints, replacing old straw stuffing, and refurbishing a broken voice box. But the best sound of all?
Oh my gosh, look at him.
Is hearing how humans react to her work.
You know, I'm certain I've never heard him growl before. I hope he's just saying he's happy to see me. My heavens, yes. I'll bet you feel a lot better, old boy.
And because no matter how old we get, our inner child never stops benefiting from an unconditional cuddle, Dr. Ruth has no plans to retire, despite being almost 83.
Because I love it. And something good that I can give back to a person.
So Big Teddy can keep paying all this love forward for another century or more. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.